Hi, and welcome to this Dittmer Knittery special. Today is Monday, April 19th. Saturday, I did this. Since Saturday, the 2 days that have passed, day and a half that have passed, the question has been, will I be able to resist videoing myself in front of my new yarn wall? No, I won't be able to resist. So, here it is. This is wool over here. Wool. Knit Picks wool, Patton's Classic wool, other assorted wools that I've collected. And over here, these are cottons on this side. And probably some cotton blends, but mostly cottons. There's some more yarn in the cubes down below. And there's some more yarn in some cubes on the wall over there. This is 24 cubes. Now you can see they're not full of yarn. I've tried to arrange it so that I can get to what I need without knocking over other balls of yarn and messing up the whole thing. And then there's another wall over there, a small wall that has 12 cubes. And that has some yarn in it. It also has my whips on it. But I'm very happy to be here in my knittery, and I'm happy for you to join me. I have other things to talk to you about today, too. Just a little bit. I hope I won't go on too long. You're probably surprised I have any more to say if you've seen episode 16. On episode 16, I mentioned a bag called Knit Purl. Watch the episode if you want to know more about it. I won't go into it right now because I did explain some about it on episode 16, and I will provide a link, of course. I said I'd like to make another bag inspired by that bag. I said I had the yarn. I said I should start it. And so I did. And I do want to be clear, like I said, that the bag that I'm making now is inspired by the previous bag. I'm not trying to duplicate it. I don't try, and I wouldn't try to duplicate something that I'd made previously. I have used the same yarn, but I've used different techniques, mainly because I've learned so much since I made that first Knit Purl bag in 2014. So here is the bag that I started Saturday. After I arranged the yarn, then I selected some yarn and I began to make a new bag. And this is the bag that will be a new Knit Purl bag. It will get some embellishment. That's pretty far in its future, so right now I'm just finishing off the knitting. It is fisherman wool, 1 strand, and it is knit. It is actually 1 long panel. Don't want to lose any stitches here. Let me get a hold of it. It is 1 long panel that I start at one end and knit all the way to the other end. There's some shaping to create a bottom, some shaping and color changes that creates the bottom of the bag. You see it's quite large now. It's of course unfelted and it will shrink when it gets felted. I will sew up the side seams and finish it by hand, because thus far all of this was knit on my knitting machine. And more about that in a minute. Like I said, I will finish it by hand, because these stitches on either end where I have started and finished, both of these sets of stitches are live stitches, and you can see they're on these cords. These are actual cords from interchangeable knitting needles, and I'm just holding my stitches on them until I'm ready to attach the needles and knit around to create the top of the bag. I will hand seam these with mattress stitch. Easy to do. This seams up very nicely, creates an invisible side seam, and then once those sides are seamed, I can just knit in the round around the top to finish it off by hand. A little bit more about the machine. It's called a Silver Reed LK150. It has, I believe, been marketed under other names. It's a 150 needle flatbed plastic machine. I bought it new, I think in 2018, in November of 2018, but I'm not sure of that date. That's just what I remember right now, what I'm saying right now. I got it mainly because my hands had begun to tire and hurt, and I thought if I had a way of sparing my hands some, that would be helpful. And it has definitely accomplished that. So I'm able to create stockinette stitch, plain stockinette stitch on the machine, and then my hands are able to do the handwork that I need to. Knitting, needle felting, embroidery, crochet, I can still do by hand because I'm doing this large panel of plain stockinette stitch on the machine. The machine does just stockinette stitch. However, you can manipulate stitches with some hand tools and create other stitches and other shapes and sizes. This is something I'm still learning, because like I said, the machine has done what I wanted it to, and that was help my hands. I have much less pain in my hands since I purchased the machine because I don't do as much handwork, and I'm careful to rest my hands and exercise my hands, which is also a great factor. It's not just the knitting machine that has made my hands feel better. I stretch them every day and exercise them every day, and that has made a huge difference also. So yes, these are our valuable tools. We must take care of them as we care for all of our other tools. That was kind of a tangent, so I have to look at my notes to get back on track. And I hope one day soon I will make videos of myself using the knitting machine. I need to make the strap for this bag on the machine. That's a fairly small piece, but I will make it on the machine instead of knitting an I-cord that's 6 stitches around and 200 rows of I-cord. I can do that on the machine. And it doesn't create an I-cord, but because it knits stockinette stitch, it curls up and creates a tube. So it works just fine for a strap. I've done it quite a bit, and I'm quite pleased with the results of that little trick of doing the strap on the machine. A lot of what I've told you here today is top secret, insider knittery information. So please be sure to tell your family members and your friends and all of your YouTube connections to come over and watch. If you are interested in machine knitting, I can direct you to some great videos for learning. Anything I show you, I wouldn't consider it a tutorial or a pattern or a lesson, but I have watched some great videos that have helped me. I'd be glad to direct you to those. I have a video clip of myself from over a year ago using the machine. So I'm going to share that link down below, and you can watch while I do a few rows on the machine. It's a spontaneous clip made by a friend who was curious about the machine, and he kindly narrated a bit. So it's a cute little clip. Please take a look and you'll see me using the knitting machine. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this special, secret, spontaneous Dittmer Knittery video. Take care. I'll see you soon.